Hi, what's up, guys? Tripman here. So, God of War Ragnarok. Combat and enemies elevated. So, I've got the devs talking about the combat, enemies, and kind of like a deep dive on what to expect. Let's check it out, man.
From a combat perspective, I always, and I still feel like the meat and potatoes of any God of War game is combat.
Right. Any game, pretty much. Combat and enemies, that's like the bread and butter, man. The foundation. Head off. Do you see that?
My name is Roberto Clemente. All my
Clemente.
friends call me Bert. I'm a senior combat animator here at Sony Santa Monica.
Oh, that's
My
a
name
cool
is Kim
job.
Wynn, and I'm a gameplay animator.
What's up, Kim?
Hi, I'm Sabra.
Sabra.
And I'm a senior VFX artist.
That's a
on
cool
God of
name.
War
Sabra.
Ragnarok.
My name is Grace Pan,
Hey.
and I'm a gameplay animator in God of War Ragnarok.
Hi, I'm Stephen O'Hara with GBA.
What's up, Stephen? Nice
combat
hat,
designer
man.
On God of War. And I create interesting and memorable creatures that players like to attack and defend against.
All right.
As an animator, you gave life to characters. You make them move, you give them personalities, you give them weight.
And brother Tom. It's always
My
the
role
quiet
as a
ones.
VFX artist is to put the power behind a move. You are in control of fire and earth and water and wind.
Man, what a
Whether
cool
you are
job,
throwing
man.
your axe or on the receiving end of an enemy spell, VFX is what really gives the movement and the danger to every move that a character or enemy makes.
Cool.
I work really closely with the design team and the tech art team on this project specifically. We actually work a lot with camera, along with the guidance of our great camera team. So I find myself doing fight choreography sometimes.
Man, I would love to be in this kind of
One of the most
Job.
challenging parts about being a combat designer isn't the technical implementation of creating a creature, but it's really navigating that line between frustrating and engaging. We want to make something that makes players lean forward and focus and really try hard against that enemy and feel good about overcoming that.
Yeah.
But we don't want to make them feel defeated if they can't figure
yeah,
something
it's
out.
just
And then
the enemy's too hard.
rewarding when you win, not because it was impossible, but because it was fun and engaging.
Yeah, like the last boss in Sekiro. I mean, I beat it, but
After the
god
last
dang,
game, we
man.
heard the community cry out for more mini bosses, bigger creatures, and enemy variety. And this time we really leaned into that. So in God of War Ragnarok, you're going to be traveling to all 9 realms, and each realm is going to have like its own theme of enemies that are very unique to that space. For example, in Alfheim, we're familiar with the Dark Elves, but this time around
Combat's
we're going to be fighting
cool,
Light
man.
Elves, such as the Light Elf Warrior. One of the key learnings from the last God of War game is we don't have to think
Which I didn't
about the
play.
camera and how close combat is going to feel. We already have that knowledge, so we can build upon the close camera that we have, and we can iterate on enemies, creating more interesting scenarios.
Man, this looks good, man.
In the last game, Atreus was just starting to fight alongside Kratos, and he was learning from the master tactician. So in
That's why I
this
didn't play
game,
the last
he's trying
one.
to prove himself a little bit more, and we built upon those mechanics. with
Chris,
him.
he was just too
Previous God of
annoying,
War,
man.
Atreus was still a kid, right? So he has
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
just- man.
dependency on his father. And for this game, you will see Atreus moving more independently on his own. as
See,
a
I can deal with
companion.
that. He's not so annoying. He's like a young man.
In regards to VFX for Kratos, I think what the players really love is the powerfulness of it. When you are playing as Kratos, you really do feel like the God of War.
Yeah, dang
and
right.
Moving into Ragnarok, we want to
Even though I
really
didn't play it.
make
I played some
something
of it.
bigger, make it stronger, make it more of a spectacle. You want them to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that the Blades of Chaos could get even better, but look at that.
So as Kratos gets more powerful, he's going to have access to newer combos and newer abilities that will increase the combat depth of each weapon. For the
Should they
Blades,
put
one of the
that
moves
weapon in
that I
Dark
really
Souls
enjoyed
and
from previous
Bloodborne
God
and
of
stuff, man.
Is the combat grapple, and we're
They
going to be
kinda
bringing
do.
that with a new twist.
Elden Ring. Looks like an Elden Ring weapon.
I'm very excited for players to try the blade grapple traversal moves. That brings so much more speed into the movement and the dynamic feel to it.
One of the ways we've expanded Kratos combat this time around is we've given more utility and choice to his shield loadout.
If you are a parry person, you could really go for a shield that gears towards parrying. If you're a big blocker, then you
played
could choose a
Soulsborne, you're a
shield that
parry.
will really match your playstyle.
Sekiro,
One new
you know
mechanic or
parrying,
element
that's
that
for
I'm
sure.
really excited about is these combo finishers. Building up the stun meter this time around is going to lead to different ways to basically decapitate the enemy.
Yeah, man, that's
You'll
what
be
we
able
like,
to
man.
choose, which weapon you want to have when you kill a guy.
Heads off, arms, we want all that stuff.
Another feature that we've added for Kratos is
What
his
is it,
new free fall
Clemente?
attacks. You could jump off a ledge, and if there's an enemy below you, you could slam down on him.
There's such an emphasis on verticality in some of these fights
Verticality.
that it's super engaging. And
like
as
that
Kratos,
word.
now that you have so much mobility
I couldn't
and that
spell
you
it,
can
but-
also take advantage of that verticality, I think it just adds such another interesting layer to a fight.
In God of War Ragnarok, we've enhanced the Kratos and Atreus duo. He's going to initiate a little bit more, be aggressive. He's going to fight
Good.
alongside
In
you.
other words, he's a
Sometimes
young
even
man. He's not some
surprise you with his
punk.
combo abilities too.
Some of the new expanded companion actions that you'll see Atreus do leverage the fact that he's older now, he's bigger now.
Yeah.
And he's different from Kratos, so his
Good.
magic has a different flavor.
Not only that the
right.
fight side by side
So I can
together,
work with that, man.
there are also a lot of mini games and player interaction moments. For example, like the puzzle systems and the set pieces. You definitely will see a lot more collaborations
Talking about
between
puzzles,
father
man.
and son.
You should see goddamn Scorn. Some of the most annoying puzzles ever, man.
Odin must have sent them.
There's so much that goes into building a big set piece. You basically iterate
much
and
more
iterate
time?
and
All right.
iterate, and it takes testing and just seeing what works to really figure out the personality of something. Basically,
Dang,
every
what is that,
department
man?
gives it their all to
Man,
make
that's
things
cool.
really spectacular.
Little toad, man.
There were a lot of different times that I would look back at God of War games
Yeah, look at
just
those
through
graphics,
the
man.
ages before
Freaking love 'em.
2018. There were so many amazing, huge boss fights and set pieces that it was a huge inspiration for me on my time on this project.
I would love to be, have a
Our
job in the
design
gaming
philosophy
industry,
for
man.
creating new and memorable enemies is basically making them a combat puzzle, similar to like chess, and focusing on the chess pieces. Each piece has its own theme and its own use.
You need to be able to see what's happening in an instant and be able to react as the player.
Yep.
There's a couple of different ways that we go into making an attack very readable for the player. Sometimes we add a signature audio cue, or we'll add different rings, such as what we did in the last game, that lets you know that this attack is unblockable, you need to dodge it.
Get the hell out of the way, man. Like that
There's
one.
so many different ways that VFX really helps not just show what an enemy is about to do, but show who the enemy really is.
That's right. We want to be just as violent as we are.
Everything you design has to be surrounding
Look
the
out.
essence of the character and a story. It's what makes it believable and memorable in the first place.
Well,
I
fat
think
man.
what I'm most excited about is for players to experience the diversity of enemies that this game
Yes.
has to offer.
That's what
You
makes
will
the
be
game,
fighting
man.
everything from
Or one of the
small
things
little
that makes a
creatures
game.
to things that will take up the entire screen.
Yeah, we're used to that.
All of their designs run the gamut. I think each one looks so much different from the next one, and each of them have their own play styles.
We played
their
Dark
own
Souls
little
games, we used to
fantasies
large
that go into
enemies.
it.
Bloodborne.
And so I think if you
Elden
are
Ring.
really into Norse mythology, you'll be very interested to see how Sony Santa Monica has taken some of
Oh,
these
check her out,
creatures
man.
and interpreted
I
them
like that.
for
That was
God of
cool,
War.
man.
Everything that goes into the game, there's emotion behind it and intent behind it, and by the time it gets to you, everything that you've seen that you're gonna play and experience has been sweated over, bled over, tested, and it's
Hey.
fun to play.
Good, thank you. Appreciate the hard work, man. Head off. Is that it? All right, so, man, it's just like a couple weeks, man. Couple weeks, man. Couple weeks. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next one.